Welcome to episode 17, sisters. The segregation order, spiritual warfare, survival, and sovereignty. So, in this episode, we will be talking about fear, about the preparation, about the undeniable reality that we are stepping into, and one that demands awareness, action, and an unshakable spiritual fortification. The new segregation order for the federal department heads isn't just another policy shift, sisters. It's a warning shot. The signal is to return to the type of control that doesn't just separate people by race, class, and belief systems, but actually targets those of us who walk an alternative spiritual path. The witches, the occultists, the seers, and the ones that refuse to bow. I know what it feels like to not belong in the system designed to crush you. I was born into a world where power ruled, when submission was demanded, and where survival meant knowing how to play the game. But here's the thing, sisters. We are at a moment where the game is changing. And if you still think you have time to sit in the shadows, waiting it out, you don't. The signs are all here. The veil has thinned. And if you don't learn how to shield yourself now, you're walking straight into the fire without protection. And with that, sisters, let's get into it. Hey, sisters. So let's break it down. No sugarcoating, right? None. Fuck it. The government has effectively revoked protections that prevent segregation in federally funded spaces. This means institutions, workplaces, and public services are now more lenient in legal aspects to discriminate, to isolate, to separate. And this move, it's trash. It's trash. This move is not about fairness or states' rights, because he's like today signing this thing for the education department, returning uh control back to the states. Historically, segregation was never just about keeping people apart. It was about breaking the strength that you have within your communities by making them easier to divide, control, and ultimately erase. We are watching it in real time. And let's be clear, crystal clear. This does not stop at race. The erasers are ensuring us that they include religion, gender, and yes, spiritual practices. And again, I forgot to turn off my phone. It's okay. I love the one that just decided to bling in on me right now. So we're good. If you are someone who doesn't conform to Christian nationalism or the state approved spirituality, you are going to be on a list, whether you realize it or not. I'm already seeing it. I feel more comfortable being myself on Facebook than I do on anything else. Well, because for right now, they are making sure that they notate everything that you're doing. Um, great, great, great song came out. I'm in love with it and bumping it. Macklemore, fucked up. Check it out. It's a knocker, but it's also gonna listen to the music or the lyrics. Those lyrics are true as to what we're going through right now. So the danger for, unfortunately, for families like mine are those of us that are mixed race families. Those of us that also walk an occult path. And so, like I said, this hits home for me in ways that I wish it didn't. First of all, my marriage, from the outside looking in, is interracial. It looks interracial. My husband is very much darker than I am. And I have spent most of my life navigating spaces where I was either too much or not enough. That was my middle school years. I never found any place I fit in. I wasn't dark-skinned enough to be with my own kind. I wasn't white enough to be with the white people because they knew my socioeconomic status, they knew where I lived, and they knew that I was Chilean and Hispanic. So I have spent most of my life in those spaces. I know the whispers, I know the looks, and now I know that this is more than whispers. It's dangerous because history has already told us what comes next. We have the Four of Lotuses, right? Navigating that current. And so, for those of us that are in mixed relationships or have mixed children, like I do, I have the whole rainbow. Oh my gosh, I love them. They're just so beautiful. This is more than uncomfortable for us. This is dangerous because we've seen this play out before. We know what happens when the state encourages division and what it means in our own personal lives. We know what happens when communities start turning on each other. We've already seen it. It's been building. And we know what happens when people like us practice outside the acceptable religions. We become the enemy. We become the enemy. So let us read what Four of Lotuses says. This is a card of utter disconnectedness. It feels itself in a reading, it finds itself in a reading when there is a sharp imbalance of things, like we're seeing right now. But it suggests that this is an approach that needs to be corrected. Your attention, what I've been saying, on what is around you that is being diminished. And therefore, your outlook of the world has lessened. Take this flood as a wake-up call and a future reminder. Immerse yourself in something new so that you can appreciate the world around you, because one day it may not be there anymore. This is what I mean by strengthening your craft, getting back to your basics, getting into a routine with your basics. This is it. This is what it is. And history has seen this before for the third time now, for me to say that. The burning the burning times, the witch's hammer. That is a visceral reaction I will always get from that book. I understand that it's supposed to be a trigger. It's not a trigger. I can feel the pain. I can feel the torture. I can feel all of the screams of the women and the children and some of the husbands and brothers. Those were horrific times. So I can feel those. And knowing that this book manual was there to guide people on how to create and these torture devices, how to use the torture devices was disgusting. It's meant to do nothing more than get you to submit. That's all it was. The burning times weren't just about women. And a lot of people believe that that was what it was. There were more than not people that just practiced natural practices, nature, and they wanted to erase that spiritual power. And it was because the state, the government, the hierarchy, they couldn't control that. And here we are again, standing on the edge of the purge, the shore, standing on the edge of another purge, right there. Watching as people who look just like us, who believe like us, are being quietly marked as a threat. This is why I said to get off these social media platforms. They are the controlists, and we need to be on that shoreline, ready. So, with all of that, how do you build a impenetrable spiritual fortress, castle? Look at my husband's culture, Puerto Rico. My children's culture, Puerto Rico. They have a fort. They had one on every island. They made sure they could see that what was coming when they needed to see what was coming. Kind of trees. And again, sitting up at the top. Oh, come on. There we go. Is a shining, bright little diamond in that window. That is us. That is us. So what do we do? This is not the time for passive spirituality. If you are still floating in the love and light without recognizing that spiritual war has already started, you're leaving yourself wide open. And so let me give you some examples, and here's how you can prepare. Strengthen your physical and energetic shields. Privacy is power. Stop oversharing online. Stop giving away your knowledge, your gifts, and stop sharing what you practice. Start looking at who you are associating yourself with on these profiles, these platforms, and do they align with what you believe? Keep it tight, ladies. Keep it tight. So, physical protection. You can grab one of my protection kits. We can work together. I'll build you a nice little kit. Um, but wards on your home, spell work, incantations, amulets, all of that, sigils, putting them where you wouldn't notice them. Grab a white wax pen, writing them in the on your walls so that you can't see them. Maybe using Florida water to wash them on or to write them on. Any of your spiritual oils, create that as you look at it, create the ones that you want and make sure that you're putting everything where you need it. Fill that space with the protective energy that you need to shield yourself right now. Banishing rituals before you bring anyone into your home space, or threshold rituals, or threshold tools, salt barrier lines around your home. You can do spiritual washes. You can use war water outside your home. Reverse the need for it. If war water is so that the ancestors in them, they will come in and do that work for you. And when you're placing it around your thresholds, maybe commune with them and ask them as you call them in to use this war water. Storm water is a good one too. To really protect yourself and your home, giving you that extra that you might need. The next one would be your energetic fortification. Sisters, I cannot stress how much of an important piece this one is. This is your shield of armor when you go out into the world. So I want you to begin to learn how to layer on your protections. A single layer is not enough. Use your ancestral ties, your elemental guardians, your demon guides, your spiritual personal spirits to have them come in and help weave multiple layers of defense. Okay? That will begin to help you have an impenetrable shield. Making sure that when you go out into the world, you're doing it with your amulets. All your amulets need to stay protected, stay cleansed, pulling in all of your elements into you, right? Be the elementalist. Be the elementalist. See how she's forging the energy around her? She's helping those around her with it too. We were just speaking about how, well, I was just speaking about how we have those that are in the love and light. Here's our love and light sister right here. Look at what's happening to her. Look at how she is caught in the embers, the embers. And look at the divine elementalist who is casting her protections. And I ain't making this shit up, ladies. This is coming out on the fly. Ah. And then you have her, the elementalist, the divine one, the protected one, guiding the other lotuses. Okay. Lotuses represent us, the spiritual ones, the ones that are meant to help rebuild the world. Ooh, that's a lot of lotuses today. So we have life on earth, ace of trees, three of embers, and four of embers. Wow. Okay. So again, we're talking about protecting our energy, how we can protect our energy, especially strengthening to stop oversharing, right? This is life on earth. Right now, we have to pay attention to who we are associating ourselves with? Are you the earthly one or are you the light one? Are you working in balance with each other? Really, really looking deep into that, right? The next card we have is the Ace of Trees, which is like you know, that's coming back to self, coming back into your roots, diving those deep down. This is that protection that you need to build around yourself. The Three of Embers is a very beautiful card. We have three sisters guiding one away from the fires and the brimstone. Even though she's looking back, look at her looking back like, bitch, your sisters are trying to save you. What in the fuck? Pay attention. Three of Embers. Protection. Build yourself your community of protection. So that when you feel like you're going to be lost out that way, you actually have them sisters bringing you back down, like me, to ground you. And again, Four of Embers is so deep into the fact that we are here trying to build fortification around not only just ourselves, but our home, right? Because we have the fire, we have those embers within ourselves. Here's, the sigils. If you look up here, there's kind of like a little shadow guy watching. This really brings up that song by Dossie for me, The Anxiety. That song, I'm in love with that song too. So there we go. There's another one right there. So those are your confirmation cards right there, showing us that we're on the right path when it comes to talking about this today. So, and that's that energetic fortification, right? This is the Four of Embers with the electricity. This is all about making sure that you have multiple layers of defense, multiple layers of defense. So you need to be, I'm on my new one. My newest one is staying 10 toes down and head on a swivel, because you need to watch for the signs that are beginning to be escalated. People who are ignoring the signs are the ones that are going to get caught off guard. Eight of Trees. The Delulu. Off on Delulu land, just da-da-da-da-da in society. Don't get caught up in everything that he is doing. You don't have to watch all the stuff that's going on. There's plenty of us spiritual leaders out here that are out telling you this is what's going on. This is what we saw. Look at this is how it's handling itself. This is how it's playing out. So you don't have to pay attention to those type of things, but stay in the know. So you are aware. You don't get caught off guard. Pay attention. One of the other signs that will begin to happen is you will begin to notice that there will be an increase in religious policing. If you're seeing new local laws that are targeting alternative spiritual belief systems, religions, practices, know that this is part of the wider plan that they are trying to do. Control, suppress, and they get what they want. Censorship and silencing has been happening a lot already. They've been banning books. Certain symbols are now being called dangerous. Certain communities are being labeled as radical left. Public conditioning. So these little everyday things are meant to break you down. They're meant to wear you out. It's meant to make you become almost complacent. Like this is public conditioning. The relentless stuff every day is meant for them or for you to become normalized to all of it, to become normalized to the discriminations. And just remember that everything they're doing right now is a trial run to enact their larger plan. Look at the Project 2025. One of the main guys that wrote that shit a couple days ago, they asked him, "So how do you think everything's going so far?" And he straight up said, word for word, "It's going better than we ever thought it would and quicker." They're not even holding back. They're saying the quiet parts out loud. They're telling it to your face. And they're hoping that you're going to be complacent and you're going to become normalized to this type of discriminations. The fuck? The bridge. Okay. The bridge comes out because you need to find your people. You need to build your network. Bridge the gap that you're feeling between yourself and like-minded community people. If you cannot do this alone, because there is a large amount of us that have been tapped to do it alone, to be the ones that stand up and help guide you as we navigate all of this. I being one of them. I know I'm not supposed to be like, but I'm like, okay, so I will say it. They're like, you need to tell. Okay. So if you haven't found a trusted circle and you're listening to this, you need to start now. You can come into my circle. Let's talk. Let's see if you're going to be a good fit for my group, and we will work it so that you can come in. Right now, I'm doing a new membership. It's $47 a month, and you will get the support you need. My girls, my sisters, my sweet babies, I love every single one of these women with all of my heart, are the pentacles of what leadership should be and what it will be as we move forward. So this is where I come to vetting your spaces. I was just saying this, not all community spiritual communities are safe. Not all of them are safe for you. Some of them are very predatory. Some of them are very strict and controlling. Be mindful of that. Some are compromised already, where we have a lot of, I'm just going to put it out there, we have a lot of these MAGA followers, these Christian nationalists, these Heritage Foundation freaks, these Project 2025 diehards, these tech bro bitch boys that are followers that are actually in our community because they felt they needed to find a different path for themselves. And they might still be struggling back and forth with that identity that they've built themselves. But it is your job to make sure that you have fully vetted the group, the people that are in the group, their thought patterns, their belief systems. In my world with polytheistic witchcraft, I don't believe in threefold law. I don't believe in tenfold law. I believe in justice. If the shit's just and you have that karma, that's on you. That's your bad. That's something you have to deal with your guides, not me. So that's where I'm at with all that one. Um, some will turn you in, which is where we're heading. So when that time comes, be mindful, trust your intuition, trust your gut. If something don't feel right, get the hell out of there. Get away from there. Get away from those people. Um, Another thing you're going to need to learn to do, sisters, is to navigate in the shadows. And what I mean by shadows is I'm not saying the shadows within ourselves. I mean the shadows in this world. Learn to navigate within those. Learn to get off of Instagram, Facebook. I'm trying to pull off Instagram right now. It's just that is a connection I have with my children. And so I'm still on there, but I am also very mindful of what I'm posting right now. I'm very mindful of the fact that if I put a hashtag out, I'm on a list. Okay. So know how to move in the shadows and know that those of them that are out there being those loud voices, they're going to be the first targets. So learn how to build quiet power. Five of Embers. Yep, that's what they're bringing. They want to burn the trees. They want to cause the lava to flow. And you see there's a tree right here thriving in the shadows. In the shadows. The path forward and our sovereignty and what actions we need to take that will lead us to our seven of trees. That's beautiful. I love the little village market, right? The village market. Come on, focus. There we go. On a sunny day, beautiful, beautiful sky after the storm. And you can tell that that's freshly rebuilt, right? That's what we have to look forward to. So here's the truth about our sovereignty and what actions you need to take. Here's the truth. The system isn't going to save us. I hear it all the time. The grasping at the straws, the last breaths. This means that the only way forward for us is through our own sovereignty. Full ownership, full stop. And that's over our mind, over our bodies, and over our path forward. We want a new society. We want that higher frequency that we are all being tapped in to right now, that we're all being called forward to action on. So sovereignty looks like learning how to move without being noticed, how to keep your own sovereign power intact so we can have the brighter day. You need to begin to develop alternative practices, alternative ways of commune, and grow without state interference. You need to become self-sufficient from them. We need to become self-sufficient from them. They're cutting every damn thing else off any fucking way, so what does it goddamn matter? Holy shit. The veil. I know, that was the veil. Somebody's lovely ancestor decided to come speak through at that point because I have a very refined vocabulary, but I'm still a hood rat. You can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. The composer. All right, we'll get to that one and we'll get to that one. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay. All right. So they threw two more cards. So, and they both have to do with what I'm talking about when it comes to sovereignty and what it looks like. So you have to learn how to move without being noticed while keeping your own power intact. Um, Developing alternative ways of your own practices. Be the composer. Compose your own. And I love this card because if you notice, like, come on, there we go. He's composing everything. She's composing everything. I love that card. That's badass. So again, just learn to be the composer. And you need to know that and that of who's standing with you. Okay. This is the two of trees. So on the here, she's come on. She's deciding which one of these rock formations she can trust. Who's on her side now that the storm is almost over or starting to brew? What path is she going to take so that she can help these seedlings grow? The two of trees, the rebirth. Kind of great that we're in Ostra. Oh, and happy spring, babies. Happy turn of the wheel. Make sure you're planting your seeds of intention using your gift and make sure you water it. Water it real good because it's gonna need that nurturing, that support. You also need to choose who you're aligning with very carefully because when the pressure comes, you need to know who is truly standing with you. And be mindful of these people. If there's a flag, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Already, I'm so sorry. That was my husband. Right now, I have to keep him on breakthrough because he's brown. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it gut reaction for me. I laugh at in inappropriate times. So again, we're entering a new era of survival magic that needs to be used. So you're either gonna prepare for it or you're gonna get a target. There's no in between. Um, this episode was not meant to create fear. This is meant to give you knowledge and empower you to begin to make sure that you're not becoming one of these three birds being shot out of the sky. It's about the truth. We are embarking upon serious turmoil. And the truth is, if you're listening to this, you already kind of know. And I don't want to say kind of know, you're in the know. And you know what time it is. You've seen This new segregation order is a test. It's a step towards a larger wave of control, and we've got to be ready for it. You're being called right now to stand in your power, but this time is not just about our personal healing like we've been being told to do for the last decade. It's about reconnecting with that survival energy within us. And it is a survival energy that's within us that has been there waiting to be unlocked if necessary. So we have to grab that key and unlock it because they want to erase anything they can't own. Stay aware, sisters, so that we can be in the new world the way we need to have it, connected. 9 trees is very significant because this is 2025 is the year numerically is associated with 9. We're also in the age of Aquarius, again, 9. All of the astrological anomalies are all coming in numerically. 9, 9 sisters. So if you need any kind of deeper guidance on protection magic, um, baneful magic, or even spiritual survival, I'm here. You can find me at Muse Gotta Botanica, which is the link in my bio. You can find me on my scheduling page, which is Pick Me. It's also in my bio. If there's something that you want to be able to bring into your practices that I have to offer on my website, Muse Goddess Botanica, if you feel that call to join a safe, sacred space, um, the path has been laid for that, right? The torches are lit. If you saw my short, and for those of you that are ready, the gates are open. This is not just another call to action or anything like that. This is a chance for you to have a real, safe, sacred space. You can go over to my website and join my membership. It is $47 for a reason. So everybody knows. Also on there, there's a couple offers about my High Priestess of Hecate um, training program that will give you your priestessship as a goddess under the goddess of Hecate. There's a lot that goes into that, and I will be speaking more on that here soon. So if you're dreaming about something like that, sister, be the dreamer, dream big. If you notice, there's a spiral on her area. There we go. That medicine wheel in the middle, the path forward as an enlightened being, the dreamer, the enlightened one. Please think about joining my group. Um, Also, again, if you are looking for something just to add on to your spiritual program, head over to my website, get some of my custom protective and fortifying tools. And yeah, for those that are walking the same path as I am, I have 2 final words for you before I close out. And that is the war is already here now, sisters. Are you ready? And finally, if you're a regular listener of my podcast, there's a message from the guides that has come in very strongly this morning before I was sitting down to this. They want me to let you know that if you've been listening to this, you are a chosen one. You are. If you've been struggling with that question, yes, sister, it is you. Yes, your visions are real. Yes, your insight is real. Yes, the downloads are real. So, with that, I say to you and all my sisters that listen, Ashe, oh, may the wisdom of the ancestors fuel your power. Blessed be to my sisters, standing strong in your own magic, unshaken and untamed. And aho to my sisters, may you walk the path that you see before you with clarity, knowing you were called for this time. And to my Hispanic sisters, Bereshone, Bereshone, protection over you and your spirit, power in your world, and the fire in your soul. I see you, Sister Bereshone. And remember, all of you, we are the ones who remember. We are the ones who will rise up. Stay sovereign, stay sharp, and never bow to the storm, sisters.